It's closing time. Closing time. It's closing time. Yeah, we're going off the menu. Talking about the food, talking about the moods. Yeah, we're going off the menu. Talking about the food, talking about the moods. Yeah. Talking about the way that they treat us, but we still gotta feed them. I'm just trying to tell you how I'm feeling. Maybe share some stories, have them see ya. Yeah, yeah, we're going off the menu. Yeah, we're going off the menu.
Thank you all for tapping back into another episode of Awf Tha Menu, where we get off into the reels and the ills and the deals in the motherfucking service industry.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So today we have, what do you go by, darling?
Janessa, thank you for having me.
Janessa. Okay, bitch. Thank you for coming. Thank you for pulling up to the trap. Okay. We gotta get right off into these questions because I'm like Doja Cat. I need to know. I need to know.
Of course. Okay. And I will let you know.
How long have you been in the industry?
Well, the service industry or just fucking around with people? Because
both.
Okay, 6 years because I worked at this cute little coffee shop. I'm not gonna name the name, but it's a nice little corporate company. It's very well known. I worked there for about let's say 2 years, and then got fired. I'm not gonna get into that.
You got fired?
Definitely did, but
we'll get to it later. What the fuck?
And then I worked as a server at this burger joint, also well known. And then that was for 2 years, yeah. And then now I'm at another little seafood restaurant.
Okay.
And I've been there for about a couple months now. I mean, I don't know the exact date, but just a couple months now. Too long so far. But yeah, no, I've been in the industry for a minute.
Okay. So you kind of mastered this shit 6 years.
I guess you could say that.
Customer service. And you mostly work front of house or back of house?
Front of house mostly. Okay. I mean, I know how to communicate with people. I know how to manage people sometimes. I mean, for majority of the part. I mean, I am certified in customer service and entrepreneurship.
Okay.
So, I mean, I feel like talking to people usually comes natural for the most part. That's why I've been in this industry for so long. But yeah.
Okay. It's some interesting shit. What made you get into the industry?
What made me get into the industry? Just the simple fact that I was a little girl and I needed to pay my car bill, my car note when I was in high school or whatever, and I just wanted to make my own money. But ever since I was a little kid, I always had my little ways of making my own money and stuff, whether that was crafting and selling it across the neighborhood. But when I mean crafting, I'm talking about duct tape wallets and shit like that. And that shit was nice. Yeah, and I would advertise it. I would make little videos on Instagram, and I would take pictures of everything and stuff. And I got a good following, and I would walk around my neighborhood selling that shit and stuff.
You are a real hustler.
No, yeah. I eventually, when I was in middle school, I eventually raised about $400, and I bought my first Xbox One. Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
With that money that I made selling some duct tape wallets. And then, I started Starbucks. Not Starbucks. We don't work there. I mean, this coffee shop that is very well known by a lot of bald ladies.
Yeah, call it Booty Star.
The Booty Star.
The Booty Star.
It's okay. the green siren or whatever the fuck. Fuck that bitch.
Yeah.
But I was working there. But like while I was doing that, I was like doing people's makeup on the side for like prom and homecoming and shit like that. Because like I mean, the girlies, they already knew that like I was good at makeup and like I took classes when I was younger. But like also like I taught myself like through YouTube and shit. So like I mean, everything I really know is like you can find on a tutorial from like what 2018, 2016, something like that. But yeah, I would like charge like $50-$60 per face, like a person. Like during a homecoming prom, I'd be making like $240, sometimes more. Just depends how many people I have that day or how many people I feel like painting. But
so you literally like networking and using like this shit to do it. Is you really good?
Yeah, if I want to make money, I know how to do it. If I set my mind to it, I can.
Period. So I need to know: do you prefer corporate settings or more so like the independent owned type vibe, like mom and pop?
I take corporate settings mostly because I feel like rules are in place for a reason.
Yeah,
definitely to protect people, but also make sure that people don't step out of line.
Right.
But at the same time, there's always flaws with like that as well. There's flaws with like on the other side of the spectrum. But I feel like my experience with more like corporate, I guess, workplace environment is that it's very, I mean, you know what you're gonna get.
Right.
It's not like a secret or like a question, like you know what's coming to you. So I mean, like I feel like it's easier to prepare, I guess. I mean, mom and pops, it's like it's fun, it's like cool or whatever. But whatchamacallit? It's like you never know what you're gonna get, if that makes sense.
Right.
And especially with the bullshit that you do with the little mom and pops shop, like I don't know, I feel like they can get away with a lot more.
Versus like corporate places, they try to tread light with you. You ain't lying.
Yeah.
I know some people that rhyme with Harden. I ain't gonna say their real name, but got a whole lot of motherfucking lawsuits.
Starting the job that I currently work at, I told my like boss that like the place that I was coming from before, like I had issues about like scheduling and like I feel like that's the only issues that I've ever had really in the workplace is just like scheduling and like time off and availability and stuff like that. Because my last job, they worked me to like my feet like fucking bled, like God doubles damn. Every single day, and he did not give a fuck. Like period. And then also he was like a narcissist and like loves to touch his servers and then would make sexual jokes all the time. No, yeah. So I told her like the situation that I was coming from and that I'm not putting up with any of it like at my new place, especially when it comes to like scheduling and stuff like that. Anyways, I had messaged one of the managers like a month prior before asking for a time off for like vacation, a little cute vacation, because I haven't gone on a fucking vacation for myself in like what 2 years, some shit like that. Like I need time for myself. I need to think.
Yeah, you need to spend time to just fucking be. You know what I'm saying?
Like I need the sun. Like no, I've been nonstop like on my feet since like I can remember. And like I feel like the only times that I was like really like not doing anything is when I was sick or getting surgery or getting something taken out of my mouth, like tonsillectomy or like something like that. But yeah, no, I had put in the time off like a month prior before like you're allowed to do it, and I texted her and I sent a picture because it wouldn't let me. It was like from the 11th through the 17th, and I couldn't request off because Mother's Day is the 12th. And you can't really, like, I guess, request off on a day that's blocked, I'm guessing. So I took screenshots of it. And my explanation was vacation or whatever. And I sent it to our person who manages the scheduling and stuff, like at the higher up or whatever. Mm-hmm. Tell me when I was left on red. I was left on red.
And the time wasn't approved?
Yeah. No, well, I mean, it was. And I'll tell you why it got approved eventually. But the fact that I was left on red and then she saw me in person and consecutively left on red for like 2 weeks.
Didn't acknowledge it.
Didn't acknowledge it, period. 2 weeks later, like, and then like I'm talking to my friend, let's call her Jessica, talking to my friend Jessica about it. She's like, oh, one time like I did something like that, and then like she left me on red, and then I like confronted her, and she was like, don't worry, baby, like I wasn't trying to ignore you. I was just gonna change you whenever I was in front of my laptop or whatever, or whenever I was in front of my computer, like, you know, facing it. Bull fucking shit. If you're in a setting where you need to be respectful, like responsible, respectful, like people need to confide in you for like, I don't know, just
say it.
Like, girl, respond back to me. It's the most professional thing. It's the least professional thing you could do at that point. Just like to know that I'm not, because being left on red is like a slap in my face. Because in relationships, and inside like the I guess the restaurant industry, my work has always been like take it for granted, or either that or like viewed as like a second option, or like not as important because of like other circumstances or this and that or whatever reason, this and the third. But like no, I'm not doing that. So I ended up calling the store a week before they were gonna put in the new schedule for this month, and I was like, hey, this is my problem. Like, what are we gonna do about it? She was like, well, text them again to let them know, and then I'll let them know. Da, da, da. And then I written out this very long like business like fucking paragraph that I made my brother reread, and I'll read it actually. We can pull up the receipts because I got them.
Oh, geez, this is so juicy.
Hold on, let's go. Okay, so I said, hey, I was trying to request off next month a couple of days ago because I'm going out of town, but it said this, and it was the 2 screenshots, no available shift to request due to a black day or an existing whatever. And I said, yeah, and so left on red April 28th, and then, left on red April 20th. So this was 8 days prior before this long little speech. I said, hey, so I was just following up about my time off request via my trip May 11th through 16. I had sent this request in about 2 to 3 weeks ago and received no response. I would very much appreciate if this time off could be validated, given that the trip is already accounted/paid for. Please get back to me whenever you're available. And she said, got it. And you know what I did? Liked the comment. But just got it with a period. Like, if you want to give me attitude, that's fine. That's fine. But you can't be mad at me for like not wanting to do your fucking job. Ooh. And that's all I have to say on that.
Shit. That's real though. Communication gotta be like there. So you saying like with the corporate shit, they more so like
they don't play around with that shit.
They don't play around with that shit. Time off, they
like I said, my time is very valuable. My time is very valuable. I don't like people fucking with my time. Like I said, I'm a real human. I'm a real person, and I value other people's feelings just as much as my own.
Right.
So, like, I don't know. It's just like when people do stuff, it's like you know what you're doing. Like you can't just not. I don't know.
Not be aware of what the fuck you doing.
That's how I feel.
Right. This is good. Look, this is good. We gonna keep flowing with it. So, what's the best thing about being in this industry for you?
The best thing about being in the industry, I mean, I'm not gonna say the money because the money hasn't always been good. If I'm gonna be realistic,
right?
But the best thing probably, I mean, just the relationships that you develop from like working so many days around the same people, like seeing the same people every single day. And obviously like you develop low-key like a bond between like the people, kind of like a family bond. Like, I mean, they all care about each other in a sense that, I mean, yeah, we have to put up with each other every day, whether we like each other or not.
Right.
So, I mean, like very wholesome, real, like friendships, I mean, come out of that. And then I feel like it's also to tell and like pick apart like who's unreliable and like who's not. So, like I said, the workplace is it can be a good place to like, I don't know, find like soul partners, like friends. I wouldn't say date necessarily. We can get into that on another day because
Please, we can.
I wouldn't say date necessarily because
we could go off the menu.
Yeah, that'd be off the menu. I mean, all I have to say is that dating in the workplace is off limits to me now. Because
it's
especially
funny you said that because I have an episode I recorded called "Fucking Your Coworkers," and I was just speaking on my thoughts of it. So be on the lookout for that, and we gonna have to relink again because it be like, even though you giving people their food and their drinks, it's a whole fucking storyline going on.
But like,
and the world would never fucking know. Like,
everybody's fucking each other.
It's the fucking real world.
No, for real.
For what's the worst thing about being in the industry?
I do have a story, but I don't want to say that specific story because it would expose my identity a little too much. But I mean, obviously the people, because I mean, you really see like the ignoramus and like and how stupid like people really are, and like how people actually like have zero home training, or just like I don't know. It's very for me. I mean, I don't like to judge a book by its cover, but like how people act in a restaurant, it's easy to read like how they act in like life and how they treat their servers. It's like easy to see how they treat their wife. How like it's just the people, like the audacity of people. I feel that is just the one thing. The audacity. Because the thing about me is like I'm not one to like be able to hide my face. Like people say that my eyes are like piercing like daggers. So like I'm not gonna be able to hide the expression that I make if you like fuck with me, and I'm not gonna like what is it called? Cherry pick around like my emotions as if you like do me wrong or whatever, or like say some fuck shit
like
to
turn
me.
You off. It's just like you can't fake with them. Like
like I'm a real person. You gonna talk to me?
It's like if you go stay on script, we can do this the right way, or if you do it the wrong way, bitch, cut.
Yeah, like don't be joking with me. Like I'm not gonna laugh at your joke. I don't know who you are.
Right.
I've never met you a day in my life. Please don't like talk to me like you know me. I already have like anxiety about coming up to this table and like greeting them, be like, "Hey, how are y'all?"
And shit.
Yeah, y'all already checking me, looking me up and down because y'all don't know who I am, or like y'all see this tall lady like pulling up to your table, and I'm just like, "Hey, y'all." And the second you give me attitude, girls, now I'm like, "Okay,
it's
here's
just
your
like,
shit.
Okay,
here's your
well,
shit."
Fuck you, did it be kind of like that.
My bitch face comes on immediately. Like I have the worst RBS. And I've been told, but I've been trying to get it better.
Now fuck that. If you chilling, you chilling. You not fake for a motherfucker.
But like, I feel like it's pretty universal with a lot of people. Just the people.
Yeah. Okay. Now, this question right here, it can be like as far as like during a shift, like what you've experienced like from afar, or even if it was just like you in the thick of it. What's the craziest thing you've seen during a shift? It had you like, what the fuck? Like, you just couldn't believe it. And actually, nothing else actually happened like it again. It maybe even changed you a bit.
I mean, like I said, something that I saw, I don't know. I mean, I don't really see, like I said, I only have one crazy story, but I don't want to,
right?
You know, expose myself too much. But, I mean, the craziest thing I saw. I mean, I've never been like dine dashed on or whatever. I've just been disrespected. Like that's it.
Fuck you mean like disrespected? How? Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like
So
this is like at the beginning. Like this is like 2 years ago.
right.
Yeah.
So as far as like people like criticizing or judging now, are you more so able to be like, fuck y'all, like
oh yeah, now I don't give a fuck because
overlook
like
that shit.
It's not really like a factor anymore.
Right.
It's not like a factor anymore. But because like people can't really tell.
Right.
But so yeah, I guess it has changed since then.
Partners.
Our special guest is leaving.
All right, hello. But yeah, so it's basically just like the craziest thing is just how ignorant motherfuckers can be.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, that's it.
They make fucking sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now imagine you have like your own like establishment. What are 3 rules? Like, what are 3 house rules you would have? People gonna know like out the gate. They walk in your shit, and this is standard.
No bullshit.
And they can't argue it because it's your law. It's your rule.
Well, restaurant, like, okay, like restaurant, boutique, whatever. I want a sign that says no bullshit immediately when you walk in.
Yes.
Because, like I said, I'm not fucking with that bullshit.
Period.
So
that bullshit.
So like, I don't like no, like probably that, and then instant grat, because ain't no way you gonna have my servers like running around like
instant
fucking
grat.
chickens with their heads cut off. Like instant grat.
Right.
Like if you can't afford to tip, you can't
What's
afford
the minimum? Or is everybody getting instant
at
grat?
least like 18%. Like at least 18%. I'm not gonna do. If you want to tip a little bit more, you can.
Right.
But like, bitches, not in this economy. We got bills to pay.
Right.
Like, I already get $2.20 an hour, and then that gets taken $3 out of tax. So like $3 an hour out of tax. I'm basically paying to work.
Right.
It's like what, 80 cents every hour to work, which is disgusting. But
instant grat.
Yeah, it's a grat. And then I like that what we talked about earlier. It was you get 3 strikes and that's it.
Oh, okay. You talking about on the Naomi.
Naomi, Miss Naomi.
Ain't it? Yeah.
Miss Naomi.
Nah, Miss Naomi.
Miss Naomi.
You fucking right.
3 strikes in you out.
Bitch. Like, what the? People just be showing how miserable they are.
No,
because they're not able to even accept kindness. So it just be kind of like a bit off-putting. And it's like, okay, you get a minimum with this shit now.
Don't push it.
This ain't no factory for you to be complaining, bitch.
Damn.
Sit down.
That's all right.
Enjoy yourself.
Right.
They don't know how to do that.
I
tell you. All right, so imagine, okay, I know you said like a restaurant boutique type deal. Mm-hmm. Okay, what kind of food? What's the aesthetic? Like, what type of shit you selling up and down in your spot? Like, what can people get? Like, it could be a motherfucker from Vermont. So, it could be somebody from Cali. So it could be somebody from motherfucking Georgia. And they're like, I want to go there because they got that.
So you know those little like sit-in, what are they called? Not spelling. Sit-ins, not sit-ins. They're like secret. And okay, you remember like back then whenever they made alcohol legal, and so they had like these private little bars or whatever, and it's all like secretive, but like they would.
You gotta go through this door to this door, and
I want like a lounge, but like the dress code is like you have to fit the dress code, and if you're not in the dress code, get out. And because like I want my shit to be fine dining. Obviously, and then like I want it to be like lounge, like jazz music, like a jazz lounge, like where you can go sit in, talk with all your girls, smoke some cigars and shit, like a lounge and chill type area, and then like very moody, like red like velvet seats and like velvet like couches and shit, where you can just like talk kiki, drink some like champagne with your girlies, or just like martinis, like just a little sipping.
Just a feeling of like mystery and luxury.
Mm-hmm. Like
luxury.
Like I want it to be a place where you can go find yourself a sugar daddy.
Yes,
yeah. Or like somewhere where you can go to put yourself together.
You're gonna
like somewhere where you can put yourself together, where you match the aesthetic of the place you're going to.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. So.
Ooh. Just singing on the piano and shit.
Yeah, I feel like, the food, it has to be good, obviously, but like aesthetics, I'm an aesthetics person. Like aesthetics, they matter.
So you just do like little finger food type deal?
Pretty much.
I
mean, pretty much like finger food, but like also, I mean, shit, it could be like cute little dishes, like from my childhood, like that my mom today would like make and like stuff like that. So I mean, like little cute dishes, like close to heart, close to home. Yeah. But little small things. Like,
something to put on your stomach.
Something to like pick at, not fully fill your stomach, but like make sure you don't throw up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, but
I love it. Okay. Okay, so this is the part. First, let me thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And keeping it real on Awf Tha Menu, because this is what this is for. We gotta let people know, because people just be like, I don't know what the fuck they be thinking. Right. And to me, although it's not like people's like dream job or the final destination, it's still definitely like important in a way. Like, for me, it's like character development and help you learn people. So, fuck it, we ball. Now, words of encouragement to those that are in the industry, or those who may be like wanting to like enter it. What words of encouragement do you have to give?
You better have the thickest skin, and if you don't, it's gonna get thick real quick, regardless. But know what you're getting into. I mean, ask around before you hire to places, because I mean, like, once they got you, they got you. I mean, yeah, you can leave jobs, you can quit, you can go around, but like at the end, that's your time. They're talking about like training and shit like that. So I mean, make sure you know where you want to go before you go there. That's true for you, and not just because your friend's there or some shit like that. I don't know.
Right.
Everybody's going through something. Nobody knows what they're doing. So you're not going to be the only one. Nobody knows what the fuck they're doing. So just show up and get your money. Yeah, no, for real. And like, be yourself. Be kind to everyone. It doesn't matter who they are, what they look like, how they treat you in the past. Be kind to everyone. If you, I'm not saying over the phone, but if you're in person, if y'all have beef, if it's in person, just be nice. Right. You can't be pretty and ugly. You gotta be pretty and nice. Come on. Gotta choose. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Just be kind to people, because like killing people with kindness, it works. It does. Because they don't know, they can't complain that you being nice. Right. And half the time, the motherfuckers just be projecting, like, bitch. No, and that's what you got to remember. People be projecting. They just want somebody to punch on. They need a punching bag. It's like, so bitch, let me tune you out so you can inflict this shit back on yourself. Okay. Okay. Well, goddamn. That was fun. Thank you. It was. Mm-hmm. I thank you for coming. Thank you for having me. We will be wrapping this up. Thank you for checking us out. I will be posting the next episode. But I would like to say,
Tip your server and tip your bartender.
No, for real. Tip your server, tip your bartender.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. That's it.
Bye.
Over and out.